offer the best grooming cutters for you, for you. Yes, all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be a swagger, swagger. The style, class, and luxury, luxury. Make our products that are made for you with high quality, yeah. So get in style with the black, yeah. Company, grooming company. Give you swagger, swagger. Style, class, and luxury, in luxury, yeah. The black, gentleman, black, yeah. Company, give you swagger, swagger. Style, class, and luxury, in luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormy B-Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to the Tuesday Tussle for this Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. And we are calling this one the workhorse, the trial horse. Welcome everybody. Smash the like button as you come into the building. Share the content as we have another tussle over the discussion. Boxing and life. Life and boxing. Yeah. So we're here. We're coming to the end of July just rolling through this year, man. 7 months in. It's going like when you flip the pages of a book, like that, right? The calendar is changing up. But tonight's subject is being brought about, again, coming out of this past weekend where we had a chance to see some matches that placed me in the frame of mind of what it really means to have the label trial horse or workhorse applied in boxing. You don't hear that too much today. It's a term that was used going back at least a generation, my generation, and further back. The guys of today, they have different types of terminology, but none of it is picking up on the essentials of what, terms like that really meant for careers of fighters and how it applied to their craft. Again, people don't take stock in their craft today. They really don't. Everybody got their hand out like cups, ready to get paid, but you see very few who have the sleeves rolled up, ready to go to work. It's something that is readily apparent. Oh, they'll roll their sleeves up so you can see their tattoos, Yeah, and their battle scars and wounds. Yeah. But let's roll out that resume and see what's stacked on their accomplishments, and their body of work. And you'll be able to determine by looking that over, a good once over, if they're a trial horse or a workhorse. Yeah, it's that simple. But then it be complicated. And I'm not trying to speak in riddles. I'm just stating what's obvious. I have seen the workforce out there today, and I'm telling you, the pickings be slim as far as if you're trying to find someone to come aboard for companies, for opportunities of employment. People seem to have regressed as far as polishing up their skills, picking up trades, specific skill sets. It's really interesting to watch, especially if you're in a seat where you conduct interviews and you sit down and you talk to potential candidates to see what they have to offer to come on board with whatever your venue may be. And it's like, wow. And then when you talk to them and you ask them, what do you think you can do for this company, for this employment opportunity? What do you have to offer? You, the individual, John Jones, what do you have? I really like people. I like people. I get along well with people. Well, the stats, read resume, say that your last 4 employers, you stayed no longer than 6 months at each place. Can you explain why you may have moved around so frequently? Well, one place was, I had trouble getting there. Transportation was in question. Another place, I got into a altercation on the job. Another place I was terminated because they said I had taken something, but I didn't take it, and the the last place, me and my supervisor just didn't get along. Okay, understood. But you do like people. You do get along well with people. Do you not? Okay. And going back another few years here, John Jones, it says that maybe you you were missing from work, and it turned out that you there was an incarceration. Oh yeah. Child support. They had me locked up because I hadn't been making my payments. But you like people. Seems like certain things don't go together here, John Jones. We're going to run a background check. And any future potential considerations will be contingent on the background check. We'll be getting back in touch with you. Are your contact information up to date? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. We'll speak soon. Now, you know, the background check didn't come back positive, right? You know this already, right? You've been able to surmise that Mr. Jones has trouble with following direction and instruction, communicating in the environment of employment, can be aggressive with colleagues in employment, and may not show up when you need him. What are we to do with Mr. Jones? Huh? Leave him alone. Bars. Yeah. Trial horse. Workhorse. When we think about the workhorse, it's really easy to put it together. A workhorse will put this together and go over it together. I'm going to post this here. In the meantime, since we have just a few people who have written into the chat, let me acknowledge the family in the chat. Von D Gaming joined as a member, says, welcome to the Todai beginning level. What's good with you, Von D Gaming? Welcome to the Stormy B-Man channel, and welcome to become a Storm Tracker. Yeah. Adrian Viet is out there saying, salute Sensei. Universal Truth is back with us with the channel emojis. What's happening with you, Universal Truth? I noticed that you're Universal. You are showing up and showing out on such a regular basis, man. It is not unnoticed. I'm seeing you. Those channel emojis, bro. Shamar Rashawn Shalom says, salute to the sensei. What's good with you? He says, I couldn't wait. And Darius Gilliard is out there saying, salute to sensei and the chat. What's happening with you? A workhorse. I've posted that in the chat. And we can also, because we're going to talk about it a little bit, we're going to pin that. The workhorse, a person who works hard, a person who does a lot of work, takes on extra tasks, or works tirelessly. I'm going to explain why workhorse is important here. In the sport of boxing, there are very few workhorses. And this has nothing to do with how hard you train in the gym or anything like that. But it's how you take on your career, seize control of the career. The way that you seek out challenges, opportunities to become better, whether it means you have to travel to get the best of sparring or import the best for sparring, to gain ground by taking on as much from your coaches and trainers as possible. We're not talking about adding various nutritionists and dietitians, weight training people and all of that, because the boxing coaches and trainers are essential. They're primary here. So a workhorse would understand that following the lead of these individuals, they are there specifically to get them from here to there. And you have to adopt what their philosophies are. They have to address what your strengths and weaknesses are and look to level out what you're capable of grasping immediately and what can be picked up long term, because you can't do it all in one spell. It's very important to understand that. Very important to understand that. Antonio MMA, what's happening with you? That's my student there. He says, salute, sensei. NBA D Nice is back with us saying salute. And my brother Boxing and Barbecue is back saying, evening, Stormy. Hey, man, I got some information for you, Boxing and Barbecue, that I want to share. So hit me up with an email so I can remember. So I can't do it during the show. But man, we got to talk about something, and then we can do a dining dish on this. But I got something for you, bro. It's very interesting. But appreciate you showing up this evening. There's a fighter who fought this past weekend that I would like to use as an example of a workhorse. And NBA D Nice is asking, do I have the link for the meet and greet? No, I do not. NBA D Nice. I won't be attending, but for the family that is, if someone here in the chat is attending, can you please provide the link for the meet and greet for NBA D Nice? And if you don't, I'm sure you can go to a couple of channels where it's there, like 78. It should be posted there. Drew Titan, the Queens of the Ring, Queens of Boxing Talk. Check with some of the family That's the one thing I did not advertise, and forgive me for that, because I hadn't thought about that, because I know that I wasn't going. So, but it's still, I could still advertise it, but forgive me for that. My bad. Antonio MMA, you should be interested in learning about both, so that you forever understand the divide and separation, and that you never blur the lines to go from one to the other. Be consistently one or the other. And the reason that it's consistently one or the other is because it's going to define who you are as a person. Not a wolf in sheep's clothing if you happen to be the trial horse. But we'll get to the trial horse, which is why I wanted to talk about the workhorse first. Because some of you may consider yourselves to be a workhorse. You may consider yourselves a person who puts out a great deal and your work goes unnoticed. There's no sense of, acknowledgement. After all I've done, you can't tell me, where's my pat on the back? Where is my raise? Huh? Yeah! You! Maybe it's not there because you're a trial horse. Yeah. Quan is out there saying salute Stormy B in chat. Woke is back with us saying Stormy salute. Salute to you as well, brother. But the example of the workhorse that I have for you is a surprise, because maybe some of you would not have seen this coming when I mentioned workhorse, but it's here. And that would be Clarissa T-Rex Shields, the GWOAT, who has now won a world title in her 5th division, heavyweight, light heavyweight. Yeah. Now, with her accomplishments in her fight this past weekend, her second round destruction, obliteration of Vanessa Lepage Journeys, we've learned that this woman in 15 professional fights has been the best that the sport has to offer in such a short increment of outings. Two times undisputed in 2 different weight divisions. Acquiring titles like children like to gather their candy on Halloween. Yeah. But why would I attribute Clarissa to being a workhorse? With her efforts Saturday night against Joanise, we could actually physically see what she has done with herself through her career. Fighting, as I had already stated, in the middleweight divisions, 154, 160, 168, and back through others again, 154, 160. This woman has been depleting her natural physical strength. With only prior to Saturday night, with only 2 knockouts in 14 fights, she was being ridiculed as a non-punching fighter. Oh, she has hand speed. Oh, she has good defense. She doesn't take a lot of punishment. She doesn't get hit a lot. She's very clean in there. Pretty darn good footwork. ring IQ is on par. But this doesn't happen just by being talented. You have to put the work in. Yeah. You have to put the work in. And this woman has done exactly that. She could put some guys to shame in the sport because her approach is always trying to carry the baton further, faster, higher. Her coach and trainer, John David Jackson, has her primed like an engine for the Indianapolis 500. Her focus is as keen as a lab scientist. Her execution is as fluid as water running in a stream. The current, you see the movement of the waves. That's how good she's been. Oh, she's had some challenges. She's been dropped in a fight. She's been in against stronger opponents, vastly more experienced opponents. She fought Franchon Cruz Discern in her first professional fight, who's now a unified champion once again. You have to give credit to where credit is due. Shields is the consummate workhorse in the sport of boxing. And to boot, she elected to try to take on the challenges of becoming an MMA competing fighter. Wow. I'm not a fan of MMA myself, but the respect is there for someone who is just trying to be the best that they can by taking on new challenges all the time. Now go back and read that pinned comment once again. A person who works hard, a person who does a lot of work, takes on extra tasks, or works tirelessly. Do you feel me? Do you hear what I'm saying? Antonio MMA, are you listening, brother? Yeah. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to digest and take in here. I'm not saying she's the only one. Don't get it twisted. Don't misconstrue. But she's a consummate example of tonight's subject. So I'm giving the credit, the respect, and acknowledgement to where it's deserved. Huh? Yeah. This is how you go about it. Roll your sleeves up and go to work. She put down, going into this fight with Gionese, she put in a challenge to Alicia Baumgardner, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, even though those women are smaller than she. She's already made it readily apparent that she would be more than willing to meet some of them at catch weights. Yeah. How many of them really want to challenge themselves? But they say that she doesn't deserve to be called the GWOAT. Why isn't someone chomping at the bit to take the title of GWOAT away from her? Think about it. It's important to understand that, folks. Very important. Jimmy Bernard, what's happening? He says, what's good, Sensei? Salute to the chat. King Vonnie 86 is back with us saying, peace, Stormy B-Man in chat. Antonio says, I am indeed listening. G. McCall 09 is out there saying, salute, Sensei, right back at you, brother. Yes. 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 So, the workhorse is definitely one who has placed themselves in a position to garner as much experience, opportunity, and gratification as possible, as can be taken in. Causality to generate for yourself. Yeah. All you need to do is just go back and look at Clarissa's body of work, how she has accomplished. I didn't even mention her amateur career. It's not necessary because she's all professional right now. Let's just say she hasn't stopped being great yet. I almost made a big boo-boo as far as typing this next message. Trial horse. Let's move it on to that, seeing that my brother Antonio MMA is ready. Huh? A trial horse. One set up as an opponent for a champion in trial competitions or workouts. Someone who is being placed in a position of being fodder, cannon fodder, as it was once notated as, a setup. You're being brought along so I can use you to show the world how good I am. You're the fall guy. Not even a sidekick, but one who could be kicked in the side. Yeah. Not a flattering position to be in at all. Unflattering, to be certain. But what it means is that though you may be a part of what's going on, your significance is in how others can dispose or dispense of you. You're there to make someone else look good. Now, how many trial horses have you seen in the sport of boxing. Yeah. This past weekend, once again, we had a heavyweight battle between two veteran heavyweights, close in age. 2 years separate them. The senior being Derek Chisora at 40, and Joe Joyce, the Juggernaut, at 38. In a match that many feel that either of these guys could not stand up with the top elite heavyweights of today. These men put on a battle that stimulated the crowd, the viewing audience, gave them something to feel good about with the sport of boxing and heavyweight competition. But both men entered this bout under the auspices of possibly being trial horses. Oh yeah. You see, though they are both from the UK, both men were definitely fighters who you would not necessarily suggest that they were going to get a title shot out of this. No. Where I go with this about the trial horse and these two men. Uh-oh. I have to go to another page. I'm trying to pull something up on my computer. My computer wants to act a little funky with me right now. Nah, don't do that to me, man. Come on. Well, I tell you, this computer is something else, man. Okay. Now I got it. Chisora, who's 40 years of age, 6'1.5". Nickname is War. Entered his bout with Joe Joyce. His record standing at a grizzled 35-13 now after his victory Saturday. 23 KOs. He's fought for a title a couple of times, and he has been in interesting matchups where he has shown heart. In some instances, he's shown himself to have a sturdy chin. And he has spirit. So his opponent, Joe Joyce, is a similar, almost like a reflection of himself, but Joyce is 6'6". 38 years of age, an 80-inch reach, and his record of 16-3 is a shortcoming of where he could have been progressing wise had the 3 losses that he incurred. The third loss was against Chisora this past Saturday. But I do believe a lot of what happened with Joyce is his focus, as well as his inability to become more flexible in the sport of boxing. And being inactive, a fighter's biggest enemy, inactivity, is something that, again, these young men of today, they just won't take heed of. Joyce weighed in against Chisora at 281 pounds. Chisora weighed in at a weight of 256 and a half. 256 and 3/4. But Chisora, as I go through the roster of his career, has usually weighed in the 250s, 260 something, or 250. Many years ago, and we're talking about going all the way back in his career, we have to go back to 2014 when he was about 240, and prior to that he was in the 230s. So Chisora kind of like keeping that extra weight on himself from 240 up to 250 or 260. What that tells me about Chisora is he likes to fight where he feels comfortable, but not necessarily where he's in the best of shape, which leads to poor performances or even the losses that he may have incurred in his career. Now, Chisora could possibly argue that point down on his own accord, but you can't hide from the truth. And the truth is, if you're not in the best of shape, these things will happen. And it has happened to him. That's why he has as many losses on his record as he has. This thing with Chisora, he likes to get in there and compete. And there's nothing wrong with that. Being a competitive fighter, that's a great thing. However, do you want to be a winning fighter? That's a whole nother thing. So to be accepting of subpar, you fall into that category, Antonio MMA, the trial horse. You might not think yourself to be one, but your disposition speaks it, screams it. Now, you'll still have those who follow you, love you, pat you on the back, tell you you're great. But the fact of the matter is, you're not being the best that you could be. And you know that at your core, but you become content with that. Unacceptable. As a professional fighter, it's unacceptable. If I'm your coach and trainer, I am not allowing you to be accepting of that disposition. Do you not like to get up and run? Nobody likes to get up and run, but you have to do it. Because just doing something that you don't want to do helps with your character, your resolve. It does. It makes a difference. Now, Joyce, the inactivity, I spoke of this. It is something that has held him back. And he has yet to give the type of reflection that he wants more than where he's been. Sometimes that happens when someone has an opportunity to receive something that wasn't there, like economics. A place of comfort where you're no longer starving, but you may not have an overabundance. But you could still acquire more, but it's like, I'm good. You know, I don't have to wear those Payless shoes now. I can put on a good loafer. Yeah. Antonio says, okay, I understand this term, trial horse. I remember what you said about Chisora in the LDBC Live Sunday night. Now I can make better sense of the term trial horse. Yes, sir. Boxing and Barbecue says, amen. Agreed, Stormy. Antonio also follows up with, yes, sir, I want to be great. I'm listening to learn and comprehend. Yeah. Be inspired to get from where you are to where you're not in the most positive, progressive sense of moving. It's important to not let moss gather around your footsteps. Joyce probably would have benefited so much better from coming to the West to learn some boxing techniques from coaches and trainers over here. Not that the ones over there are bad, but he may have needed a culture change for himself. He's a very athletic guy. And they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But the tricks that the old dog may know may need to be dusted off with a new set of eyes and hands to be hands-on with making adjustments for him. But the complacency of being content where you are keeps you in that space, that place of being considered a trial horse. Someone now who could be food for others. Someone who wants to look good. Someone who might need someone who can take them rounds. Someone whom their knockout prospect may need for a knockout. Your name looks good on their record. Yeah. That's not necessarily what you want, but that's the position of where you found yourself. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Isaiah W., what's happening? Says salute Stormy and chat. Yeah, man. I was working on getting my computer screen back. It had frozen up on me. But I'm here. Yeah. I'm learning some things here myself. It's like, I run into some trouble while I'm live, and I'm learning how to iron out the kinks while I'm live. Aren't you guys proud of Stormy learning some stuff? Because I'm not the most computer savvy guy at all. I am not. But I feel pretty good about how I've just handled a couple of issues that I've had to deal with. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's what I have for you this evening, man, when talking about the trial horse and the workhorse. I gave you some great examples of that. And, again, this is a boxing conversation, but we talk about life. Remember, I was talking about that guy like on the job interview, John Jones, huh? Think about it. Put it together. Clarissa Shields, with how she has conducted and the success that she's garnered. Listen, Derek Chisora, Joe Joyce, these two men are two sides of the same coin, heads and tails. Yeah. It makes a difference, man. A huge difference. So, but we're just about at the end of the show, So we're going to bring our man, the Focus Ball, in to tell us about his product.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah. I want to say salute to my brother Antonio MMA with that Cash App donation. He says, thank you, Sensei, and powerful live for me, Sensei. Personally, I appreciate it. Universal Truth as well saying, great show. Thank you, brothers, for attending tonight's show where, again, as I've told you before, I can talk boxing up, down, sideways, backwards, and forwards, man. But sometimes you just need to hear some tidbits that can help set you on a positive course in your own personal lives. This is what a coach and mentor does. However, this is not done with ego and pride and all of that. This is done with a sense of understanding, because the process is reciprocated. The way you can receive it from me, the energy that you generate and that comes back toward me, I can even offer more. This is how it is. I like the fact that I can sit here and talk boxing with you guys and you guys will show up. Now, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. 75 something people checking out Stormy tonight, but 27 likes. How many times have you heard me talk about people being out there putting eyes on? But what are they looking for? Hey, listen, though they have eyes, they cannot see, huh? Though they have ears, the power of hearing they do not possess, huh? In order to think, the brain has to generate. But I digress. Not going into a whole new show. We'll save that one for another occasion. But you all have done me proud being here to share this experience with me. And I will continue to bring you the type of content that I am capable of bringing. You know what I'm saying? So just know that. And as we go forward, we'll have another Tuesday Tussle and there'll be another subject. But you see how I just reached back from last week's fights, the fights over this past weekend, and I pull that subject out of that because it's something that is not only readily apparent, but it is something to look at when you can view the fighters, the participants of the sport, whether they're trainers and coaches or the fighters themselves, and you can look beneath the surface, huh? And gain a greater understanding of what you experience. Yeah. Antonio says, Sensei, I could listen to you speak about boxing and life for hours. The way you can marriage the two, I can understand it better that way. Yes, absolutely. He says, thank you. Hen Dog is out there saying, laugh out loud. You see all the trolls disappear, Sensei? Listen, man, they can let them come. Hey, it's like when you turn the light on and you got a roach infestation and they start running, huh? But hey, it is what it is, huh? It is what it is. He says, I just got in from work. Catch me on that replay, Hen Dog. Stormy had a good one for you tonight. The workhorse and the trial horse. Broke them both down for you, man. But I'm going to get on out of here. This is my time. And when I'm on my time, it's forget y'all, huh? Yeah! So, peace be with you. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Be safe.
this not why you were here?